submitted to MUFON on February the 11th, and recorded in Brooklyn, New York. This video was filmed of an alleged UFO chasing a commercial airliner. The video is short, but to the point. The witness uses profanity, while in shock of what he sees. He said in his statement to MUFON, that this was filmed outside of his house, and from the sound of it, had no idea what he was seeing. Just what exactly was this thing? It looks almost like an orb, or a disc, but the object was too far away to tell for sure. Still, amazing footage here. Whatever you want to make of it is entirely up to you. We just hope the MUFON investigators discover the truth. On February the 19th, we reached out to a YouTube channel who had uploaded an incredible video that showed disc-shaped UFOs flying over the moon. We asked if we could do a story featuring the video. They quickly answered, and said of course. What is almost as strange as the video, is that when we tried to reach out once more to get info on what camera was used, we found out that the channel had been terminated out of nowhere. We don't know the exact details of why they were terminated, so we will just call the channel Red. Let's take a look at the video in question. One by one you see UFOs fly in, and in some cases, you can see how they go around the moon itself, indicating that these objects are not birds, or planes flying in front of the camera here on Earth. No, they are extremely close to the moon. So what exactly were these objects? Alien ships? And why was the channel shut down so quickly after we reached out to them? We can only speculate at this time, so we're not going to. If any more info comes to light, we will let you know. This story was reported by Express.com last week. The story of a video submitted to the MUFON database that was filmed from an aircraft, and seems to show orb-like UFOs hovering over Taiwan. The video was shot back in October of 2014, but was recently shared on several online websites. The witness said that he noticed the objects while on the flight from Vancouver, Canada, to Taipei, Taiwan. He filmed as much as he could, but was asked to turn the camera off due to landing policies. But was that really the reason why he was shut down? Did the crew notice the UFOs as well? The glowing orbs seemed to float along with the plane, but also seemed to be drifting in other directions. Could this video be showing us the top view of sightings such as these? Are they the same type of craft? We are only speculating here, but could these actually be alien aircraft? Or secret military tech? Or maybe something scientifically explained? As always, you decide. Filmed and submitted to the MUFON database, strange flashing lights were seen in the sky over Orlando, Florida. The lights changed from white to red, then back to white, yet there were no sounds made at all. The witness said in their description of the event that they were just at the 7-Eleven on South Orange Avenue, and the sky was overcast like it was about to rain. They checked the radar and there was not a cloud in the sky. The witness saw the flashes in the distance that looked like a strobe effect. They thought it was heat lightning at first, but there was no weather in the area. Then the sky went bright red. There was no specific pattern. It went red a few times, and white. Also, there were no local news or events in the area to affect the sky this way. So, what were these lights if there was no rain or clouds in the area? As well as no thunder, or any sound whatsoever? Were they alien ships having a fight in the upper atmosphere? Or just some natural thing the witness was confused about? You decide. SpaceX successfully launched its first Falcon Heavy booster Tuesday, February the 6th, from the same Florida pad used by NASA's Apollo missions. The company claimed the title for the most powerful rocket. The mission was a complete success, and gave us the best video of Earth ever captured. Many who were watching this marvel take place on YouTube Live started noticing all sorts of strange objects flying around space. We are not saying these are alien visitors interested in Starman and the Red Roadster. We are just pointing out how many people were curious as to what they actually were. Breathtaking video has been submitted to the MUFON database. The video was shot on February the 19th in Henderson, Nevada. The footage shows several strange lights in a line. Then, one by one, they zip up to the sky.
What the hell?
Then in a rapid motion, fly right back down.
It's like a freaking battle.
The witness in the video describes the event as looking like a battle. When it was all over, he said, "Welcome to Las Vegas."
Welcome to Las Vegas.
So what were these bizarre lights? Part of some kind of new light show? Alien ships? The submission is fairly new, so let's hope MUFON gets right on the case. Last November, the War Zone posted a story detailing a bizarre incident. One involving an unidentified aircraft that soared over the skies of the Pacific Northwest on October 25, 2017. It all began when a target on radar was seen moving at very high speeds over Northern California. Then nearby airline pilots traveling northward over Oregon began seeing the strange object. F-15 fighters were sent out to intercept the mysterious UFO that became invisible to radar very quickly. Now, audio recordings of radio transmissions and phone calls made as the incident was unfolding have been acquired through the Freedom of Information Act. Recordings of conversations between FAA officials and by pilots made following the encounter. Here is a snippet of those recordings. Take a listen.
Oakland 31, Seattle 13, AFRAC.
Oakland 31.
AFRAC number 1550 Lima, level 430 runway.
That's pretty big. You know that target south of the boundary there, that 0027 code moving very fast at 37,000?
Oh, look at that thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Huh. And you don't have anything on him, huh?
I got nothing.
Well, we'll look.
WestJet 1698.
No, the WestJet 1698 is about, he is at 370, and that dude is 150 miles to the north of him. I'll flash you that damn block. There you go. There's where WestJet is.
Okay, I see him up there. That's crazy. That's fast.
Yeah, all right, I'll report that.
Thanks, Senator.
Okay.
We will have the complete recordings featured in a future video. Submitted to the MUFON database on February the 18th, a couple witnessed a group of lights outside their window in Miami, Florida. In the first video, you can see the strange lights hovering, then changing direction, while other lights appear and disappear.
Those aren't airplanes, man. What do you think? Take a look at those.
The witness said in his statement to MUFON that for 2 weeks, Miami was being inundated with UFOs, and on multiple nights could see Coast Guard choppers and helicopters with no lights buzzing around the UFOs. Boats in Biscayne Bay with no lights, and heard military jets multiple times. The witness went on to say that they live on the 33rd floor of a Miami high-rise, and look straight north over Biscayne Bay with unobstructed views. stating that the couple started seeing whitish orbs popping up in the sky out of nowhere. He finished by saying that they are not lanterns, because they hover, then move in different directions other than with the wind, and at times zigzag out of commercial traffic's way. He insists they are not drones either. So what are they then?
Those are not airplanes, man. They're not moving like airplanes. They're not doing anything like airplanes move. Or helicopters, for that matter. Now it's moving around. Yeah.
That's for you to decide. Filmed and submitted to the MUFON database, bizarre lights crept across the skies over Pueblo, Colorado on February the 13th. The witness said in their description of the event that they left their drive-through bank at around 9:45 and began traveling west towards home. They noticed unusual lights coming in and out on the left side of the sky, which they believed was an airplane that had gone behind a tree. The lights continued, and now were on the right side of them. They continued to follow the lights for about 10 minutes, and ended up at the end of the street where a new home development is located. This is when the object descended towards the witnesses, and started to spin 3 times before disappearing instantly. Within about a minute or so, the sky was filled with helicopter aircraft that had not been there the entire time. The witness went on to describe the object as being the size of a house, and going on to say that it was hovering over them, but not directly over them, and was at least a good distance away. They also believed that the object was solid, as the sky was clear, and could see all the stars in the sky except where this object was hovering. So what were these strange lights these people witnessed? They certainly seemed unlike any aircraft known to exist at this time. The witnesses are convinced they saw something incredible that evening. Do you believe they did as well? Submitted to the MUFON database on February the 18th, these photos that were taken in Davenport, Florida, allegedly show a massive UFO. One very similar to the famous Phoenix Lights incident. The witness told MUFON that he and his girlfriend were returning home from a friend's house, just a few blocks away, when they noticed the lights right away. They went on to say that after they returned home, they looked out of the back door to the yard and it was still there. The witness then described the object as the largest craft they'd ever seen, finishing by saying they've seen several UFOs in the past. Do these photos show a massive mothership UFO? Are these the same type of craft seen in Phoenix back in 1997? No one knows for sure, but these are still pretty amazing photos to say the least.